Coming up in the noon hour here. Right now, I want to talk about the Akron Marathon, or should I say the First Energy Akron Marathon, leg 3 of the Akron Children's Hospital Akron Marathon Race Series. Ann Batong, did I get that right?
Absolutely. That's perfect,
All right.
Jason.
Very good. Ann Batong's here from the Akron Marathon. Christopher Eck is with us from First Energy as well. Chris, great to have you here too.
Thanks, Jason.
So let's talk about this. Ann, how did this all come together? I didn't realize that Time Warner was going away until I was at the VIP party for the marathon this year, and they did the big tribute to Time Warner, and I went, oh, they're getting a new sponsor? Okay. So this came together pretty quick, it sounds like.
It did. Last month, we announced that the Akron Marathon is partnering with Akron Children's Hospital to serve as our title beneficiary of our race series, now known as the Akron Children's Hospital Akron Marathon Race Series. We've worked closely on that partnership. It's been about 2 years in the making, and we've been working with Children's Hospital to align presenting sponsors for each race in our series. And we couldn't be more thrilled to have First Energy serve as the presenting sponsor of our marquee race in September, now known, as you said it, the First Energy Akron Marathon, Half Marathon, and Team Relay.
Very good. And it's a lot easier to say than what they put in the paper the other day. They put that in the paper, and I went, I got to say all of that?
You know, it's one of those things when you're in the sports industry and you have successful events that lend itself to sponsorship. Part of the partnership is naming rights, and that's simply why the race series has changed and the events have changed. But really, the story is all about the partnership. So when you look at the two pillars in Akron, First Energy and Akron Children's Hospital being associated with the Akron Marathon, it's going to take our events to a new level, and that's what we're really looking forward to.
It does seem to make sense, and Chris, I want to bring you in here. It does seem to make sense for First Energy to jump on board, and you guys have a lot of sponsorships around town already, so another big name for you here.
You know, this really is a natural fit for us. This event has become, just a very important cultural touchstone in Northeast Ohio. It's become, nationally respected, and it's been so well organized, and it's so well run, and the runners really enjoy it. I have friends who run it, and they talk about how just it's so much better organized and more fun to be in than other marathons that they run in, and so we're just thrilled to be a part of this.
And really, you kind of pointed something out as just how well you guys do business over there at the Akron Marathon, and I've said it before when we've had Brian on and some of the other folks from the marathon. I was blown away as somebody who hadn't run in a race before when I came in to announce your races, and you said, okay, here's everything you need to know it, learn it, live it, and we'll go. And I was just blown away at how organized and how well put together everything is with you guys. I got to believe that's something that's helping you draw in sponsors.
It is. Since day one, the community has embraced the event. So the fact that we have runners and spectators participating in the event, that brings the large audience. And then the fact that we have a completely dedicated staff who is passionate about delivering world-class races across all 3 events in the series at the forefront, coupled with the fact that we have community leaders that step up to serve on our planning committees. It is a large team of people that put together and organize the events. And again, it's really all about the community support. I always say that I think that Race Day in Akron is Akron at its best. It showcases everything that's great about Akron, our community, our hospitality, and it just basically is a day that Akron shines. It
really is. And what will this do going forward? You have 2 sponsors now. You've got the series sponsor in Children's Hospital, a race sponsor in First Energy, presumably 2 more sponsor announcements to come for the first 2. What does this do for the marathon going forward?
The way that we look at it is our partnership with Akron Children's Hospital, they plan to utilize all 3 of our events as a fundraiser for the hospital. And we're looking forward to showcasing patient stories throughout our races in an effort to elevate our events to serve a higher purpose, and that is the children in our community. So while the runners' stories are unique and the race day experience will only continue to be enhanced through our partnerships, we're really looking forward to elevating our race to serve a higher purpose, and that is the children in our community.
And where does First Energy factor into all of that, Chris?
Well, we have thousands of employees, thousands of customers, obviously, who work very hard all year to train for this run. We have, more people who volunteer at water stations. We have, obviously thousands of employees and customers who are standing along the route. This really is just a natural fit for us to be involved.
Really looking forward to it next year for sure. And we do have 2 more sponsorship announcements coming down the pike at some point, right?
That's right. We're looking to have announcements once registration opens for all 3 races, and we're targeting the first of the year. So in January, everyone can sign up to register for all 3 races, and at that time, we'll have all of the sponsors lined up for the first 2 races in the series.
Same courses as last year?
At this point, it's looking like the same courses, but we're still fine-tuning, coming through our post-race surveys to lay out the blueprint for next year.
Very good. Now, somebody recommended something a couple weeks ago at the mayoral debate. Somebody tweeted back at me when the candidates were talking about potholes, and they said, you know what? Just have the Akron Marathon hold races every single weekend. They'll put a line on the road, the pavers will come through, they'll pave the roads, it'll be great. And I thought, well, we could recommend that, but that might give Ann a heart attack having to plan a race every weekend.
Probably that and the thousands of volunteers that come out on race day to help assist in us delivering a world-class race. But the city support that we have received since the beginning has just been phenomenal, and the way that they prepare our city for race day and now all 3 races in our series has just been just very much appreciated by not only our organization that puts on the events, but the runners and the community at large.
And we're coming up on that time of the year, too, aren't we, where people start to make those resolutions. I'm going to run a half marathon this year. I'm going to run the relay this year. I'm going to go for a full marathon for the first time. I mean, this is an important time for runners, isn't it?
Absolutely. There are a few fall marathons left that runners are typically pick a spring and a fall marathon, and then they get the following year's race calendar together. But for those that never considered participating in a running event or in the Akron Marathon, the series was designed for everyone to participate. It's an all-inclusive event with that first event in June being a 1-mile event. We had children 8 and up participate in that 1-mile event. So it's going to be a family-friendly event this year, and we're really looking forward to just increasing the participation. We had 20,000 participants across all 3 races in the series this past year, and are just looking for those numbers to grow. And
you mentioned the kids, too, and the kids' fun run I thought it went great this August. I was a little biased because I was involved in it, but I thought, what was the final number of that? Do you remember offhand?
We had about close to 2,000 kids sign up for that event. That's what the event is capped at. We moved it from Saturday to Friday, bringing it onto South Main Street in downtown Akron, and it was very well received. We do have a few tweaks that we're going to make to that event. With all the parents, it seemed like a very large event, and so we do have a few logistical tweaks that we're going to make to the finish line, and that is going to just, again, that event on Friday will continue to grow as well.
I thought that one was fun, and I've told the story on the air. I was so amazed at how many people were running down Main Street that I forgot that it was a 1-mile race. You had to come tap me on the shoulder and say, Jason, you do know you need to be at the finish line in about 15 seconds, right?
Yeah, that's right. I have to say the Kids Fun Run, for moving it to Friday from our staff's perspective, being able to watch thousands of kids run with just that just that spirit. It really brought the spirit of race day into Akron a day early.
And the fact that you guys were willing to do that, I thought was huge, because I was talking to some of the staff members that day and all the work that you have to do overnight to get ready for the marathon. They were talking about, we're going to go out on golf carts and do all of this. And I'm thinking, they willingly scheduled a whole nother race event for another day right before they have to do all of this. That's incredible.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Again, see the smiles on everyone's faces as they cross the finish line. It was just makes all the hard work worth it.
So good stuff. The Akron Children's Hospital Akron Marathon Race Series, the First Energy Akron Marathon getting ready to go next September. Chris, before we go, what kind of are sponsored just about everything, it seems like these days. Are we going to see some cross-promotion with the Akron Marathon and some of these other venues that you have?
Well, we've been a long-time sponsor of the marathon since it began, and we're thrilled to up our sponsorship this year to become presenting sponsor. Additionally, we have First Energy Stadium where the Cleveland Browns play, and we have deals with the Indians and the Cavaliers, and we support sporting events at University of Akron, Kent State, Youngstown State, Cleveland State. Our commitment to this community is thorough and complete, and we're just thrilled to be involved in this event.
Well, looking forward to next year for sure. Ann Batong, Chris Eck, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Ann Batong from the Akron Marathon. Chris Eck from First Energy joining us on 1590 WAKR. Registration not open quite yet for next year's Akron Marathon. It'll be open soon, but the First Energy Akron Marathon, Half Marathon, and Team Relay coming up for you next year. 11:46 right now. We'll talk some